With this being the last World Cup for Lionel Messi and Ronaldo, Donald Trump and FIFA have somehow set the finals ticket price at $10,000 and they still thought nobody would smell what they were cooking. To me, it's quite obvious that we could see the final everybody has ever wanted to see, which is a final between Lionel Messi and Ronaldo to settle all the talk. Unlike Pele and Maradona's era, there was no chance of the two facing each other since Pele was 20 years older than Maradona, while Ronaldo and Messi are of a similar age, and they have both confessed that this is the final World Cup. And just to show how crazy the world would get, the best example is the campaign of Louis Vuitton, which dropped in 2022 just before the World Cup kicked off, as we saw pictures hit the internet of a Louis Vuitton promotion, and when the pictures dropped, they broke records on Instagram as the most liked picture at the time with 41 million likes on the app, and they dropped on the 20th of November 2022, which was the day before the World Cup kicked off. But the World Cup tournament ended with the France vs Argentina fixture. But just to show how much of a hype there is around Messi and Ronaldo, even Drake has a song with J. Cole which copies the theme of the pick, and that is just pure infatuation of what people want. So let's get this straight. We have a president that used to have a hit television show called The Apprentice, and he's even made some appearances on the WWE, which is scripted and fake, and this president is known for his love for making money, and suddenly he sets up the World Cup ticket price as high as possible for no reason. I know this is a conspiracy, but who could put anything past Donald Trump that he would try and arrange a Portugal and Argentina final, more especially after he had dinner with Ronaldo in November 2025 and then had Messi pay him a White House visit in March 2026. I'm not saying I was present at the White House, but everybody knows with this being the last World Cup between the two dominant footballers of the 2010s, this World Cup also presents a last chance we could see a Ronaldo versus Messi settings, and the ultimate dream would be seeing them face off in a World Cup final. But just like any other dream, when it ends you have to wake up to reality, and currently this French team looks set to dominate, hence they are going into the World Cup being ranked number 1. But the question is, could they repeat what Brazil did in 1994 until 2002, which is going to 3 World Cup finals in a row, and in doing so they won the first and lost the second, and making a dominant comeback by winning the third in dominant version, and also becoming the first team ever in World Cup history to win the trophy without losing a game. Currently France has went to 2 World Cup finals in 2018 and 2022, so this year they enter as favorites, but in their way stands a Spanish team that is being led by Lamine Yamal. And if you didn't know, Lamine Yamal has never lost a game against France, with a record of 2 wins out of 2 games. All sporting events are known to mimic war. The drama and fighting is always a centerpiece of entertainment, and sometimes people that arrange matches always try to set up and fix matches so that the drama is always present. Like when Figo made a switch from being a fan favorite at Barcelona to signing for Real Madrid, somehow his first game against his old team was at Camp Nou, Barcelona. Or how about when Trent Alexander-Arnold gave away the winning goal in the Champions League final against Madrid and turned around and signed for them 3 years later? And guess what? His first game against Liverpool was not at the Bernabeu, it was at Anfield. The 2 games were set up that way so that these players would get to play their first games against their old teams in front of an angry crowd. And believe me, a lot of people tuned into those games not because of the quality of football that was going to be played, but for the drama that was about to unfold. And such as human nature, people don't like drama in their lives, but they like watching drama as entertainment. And that brings me to the most dramatic fixture of the past 10 years, the El Clasico. From red cards, breakout fights during games, coaches accusing players of leaking starting lineups to the press, which in this case was rumored to be Casillas, to his journalist girlfriend. Up until now, people have been split between Messi's Barcelona and Ronaldo's Madrid, while the two were fighting on the Ballon d'Or stage for the awards. And fast forward to 2026, we have seen Ronaldo being made angry by chants of Lionel Messi in the Saudi League. clearly there's still some unfinished business between the two, and as much as everybody would love to see the best team winning the World Cup, I'm not sure if people would watch a Haiti versus Canada World Cup final. But what I'm sure about is that nobody would miss a Ronaldo versus Lionel Messi final. That is the final that would break all sorts of records. And this brings me to the $10,000 ticket price. I think this is the only reason you would see a ticket price being set so high after the previous World Cup tickets price was being set at $1,600. In my opinion, we could be seeing a farewell final during this upcoming World Cup. And if the previous World Cup was watched by 5 billion people around the world, a final between Lionel Messi and Ronaldo would be watched by 7 billion people out of the 8 billion current population, and the 1 billion would actually listen to a radio. And by looking at the group stages of the two countries, it couldn't get any easier to set up a final between Portugal and Argentina. All it would take is for Portugal to finish as a runner-up on their group while Argentina wins their group, and then we could see a final being set up between Argentina and Portugal. But even if Donald Trump tries to match fix the World Cup final for a Messi versus Ronaldo farewell, there is no denying it would take a lot of bribing. With Kylian Mbappe's France and lamine yamal's Spanish team currently occupying number 1 and 2 in the FIFA World Rankings, these two teams are not number 1 and 2 for no reason. Not only is Lionel Messi and Ronaldo playing in the easier retirement leagues currently, but both France and Spain have a history backing them in this upcoming World Cup. Firstly, this Spanish team has not lost a meaningful game since March 2023 against Scotland in the Euro 2024 qualifiers, and that is not counting the friendly game against Colombia in 2024. And this reminds me of the Spanish tiki-taka team when they went 35 matches unbeaten and won 3 major trophies during that streak, which is the Euro 2008, World Cup in 2010 and Euro 2012. And this current team has the same identity, hence they are going into the World Cup with 25 matches unbeaten. And guess what? Lamine Yamal has not lost a single game against France ever since he made his debut for Spain, beating France in the semi-final of the UEFA Euro 2024 and the UEFA Nations League in 2025, where Yamal scored 2 goals as a 17-year-old. Spain's edge is that the current best player in the team is the most creative player, and he does not mind creating chances and not scoring the chances that he creates. His only concern is just to win, period, meaning he can play off the ball as a finisher or he can play on the ball as a creator. And these are the stats of the leaders of each nation. As you can see, only Yamal has made double digits in both goals and assists, and that's the Spanish team's edge against these other teams. They don't have a player who plays something I call hero football, where a player wants to take on the whole team alone. Or sometimes you would find players spamming long-range shots from outside the box, totally no team chemistry or system of play. And in most cases, superstar players use this tactic as a defensive mechanism, where if their team does not win, they can simply say, I scored 50 goals and I did my job. And that's what I think will happen to this current French team. They have a lot of egos in the team, and the last time football has seen a star-studded team with chemistry was when Brazil won the 2002 World Cup with Ronaldinho, Ronaldo and Rivaldo. And if this current French team gets it right, they could match the Brazil team of 2002 by being the second team to go to 3 straight World Cup finals. And just like Brazil, France has won the first one and lost the second one. But in 2002, Brazil made it 3 straight finals and won 2 World Cup titles. So could France repeat the history?